Okay, not necessarily the gun of the week. Maybe the guns of the week? Wilshire Gun is now featuring the series of guns known as the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. Basically, Smith & Wesson has taken their military and police issue pistol and made some improvements for it to better compete in the market. This is the 45 caliber version, but there's also a 9mm version. There's the long and there's a short and there's a compact too. Basically, it has all the things about the M&P that you love, that I love. In fact, this is the gun that lovely wife and I carry. But it has more features. There's been a design up here for more laser attachments, if you like. Either below or right here on the bottom. And then they've actually started to texture the grips, so there's less slippage if you want to pull it up out of a holster. And there are also, most Smith & Wessons come with 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. For the grips that you can put on yourself, there's now a small, medium, large, and extra large depending on your hand and your grip. Because the lovely wife shoots the 9mm, keeps that one by the bedside, I shoot the compact. I thought we would go and shoot these M&P, the 2.0 version, this week's Gun of the Week on Firearms Friday. Other thing I like about the M&P is that they're very adaptable. This is the one that's on the rental counter here at Wilshire Gun, and so it's already tricked out with a raised sight. So if you were to put a suppressor on it, you would already be raised up above so you could see over the suppressor. Nothing at all wrong with that. And also, the thing I like about it is that it's a double stack magazine of 9mm, so you've got 17 plus 1. And that's not bad in terms of having a lot of rounds. So, usually you have to decide what you want. If you're going to carry a compact, you're going to be limited as to how many rounds that you can carry. If you're going to carry a full size, that'll give you more rounds. So how often are you getting to the gym? Are you getting to the gym? How often are you getting to the range to practice? So are you proficient enough to hit with the first couple 30 shots, or are you going to need more? So that's what you need to decide. In terms of home defense, we keep the larger guns by the bedside because we figure, all right, if we're disturbed in the middle of the night, we're going to need more shots because it's going to take us longer to get combobulated if awoken from a deep sleep. So that's what you need to decide what works for you when it comes to your home defense. And the guys here at Wilshire Gun can help you do just that. Oh, and last week, remember I showed you the carbine that would use the same magazine as your pistol and the same. That's another thing. This is a 17 plus 1 magazine. So you get a bunch of these and your Smith & Wesson, and then go and get your carbine. You got a rifle and you got the pistol and you got the same magazines that use both. So that's cool. Let's give it a try. I'm going to do 3 shots. We're going to start all the way back at 25 yards. Then I'll bring it into 15, then 10, and then 5. And we'll see how we do. Again, bit of a handicap because I shoot Smith & Wesson 9mm. This is the 2.0 version. I've had friends of mine who actually will take a soldering iron and actually texture the plastic themselves. But this one's already done, and I can already tell it's got a really good grip to it. Your hand's not going to slide around too much with this. All right, here we go at 20 yards. They've already, I can already tell they've also tightened up the trigger on that. A lot of people were replacing triggers on these M&Ps with something a little tighter, a little quicker release. I can see they've already kind of fixed that. All right, now let's bring it back into 15 yards. So far, so good. And now 10. I'm going to do strong hand only with this one. Yep, I like it. And now finally, 5 yards. Okay, let's see how I did with the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. All right. Okay, here's my first three, because that was at 20 yards and it was all the way back. I was also getting used to that elevated sight. Here's my second three, 1, 2, 3, and that was at 15 yards. Then as we brought it in even closer at 10, 1, 2, 3, and then my final three, 1, 2, 3. I think the sight was off just a little, and if I'd had a suppressor on it, it probably would have been better. That's the other thing about this, the redesigned 2.0 M&P. If you do want to get a suppressor, it's a lot easier to get the threaded barrel that you need, and they're not as expensive as they used to be. So check it out, the 2.0, the gun of the week on Firearms Friday here at Wilshire Gun, and all the models that you might want, the 45, the 40, the 9mm. Check out the 2.0 version from Smith & Wesson, and as usual, guns for everybody.